Hello everyone, we're doing Christmas cards today. This is not a tutorial, it's simply me sharing my process. I'm not going to narrate the whole video, I'm simply going to give you some tidbits and pointers as to what my process is. First, I like to use Strathmore photo frame cards. Basically, I just need to worry about creating the inserts. I've been using these for the last few years and they've never done me wrong, so I simply continue using them. I have them in black and white. The brown cards are from a vendor I got online on Amazon. I would not recommend them simply because I think they were stored in a damp area. When they came over, they were a little water damaged and I had to iron them out for them to work. I still use them because they work perfectly for the designs I did of the Christmas trees. You need to know that when you use photo frame cards, what the actual area for the open window is, because that's how you're going to design your cards in your inserts so they can be framed within that window. So whatever your design is, just make sure it fits that area. Another thing I like to do is being able to create very simple and designs I can repeat in different manners. So for the Christmas trees, all I need to worry about were how to change the designs of the tree itself, of the star, of the decorations, or of the gifts at the bottom of the tree. I had several designs that were similar but very different. Then for the penguins, I simply changed what the story was. So there's a choir of penguins who are singing fa la 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 la. In one of them, you basically have your Grouch or your Scrooge, which is saying bah humbug, and he's all, frowning. And in the other, I have a pair of little penguins that are, gossiping between each other instead of following what the maestro says. And I like using the Strathmore photo frame cards because all I need to worry about are the inserts. I use in my normal day-to-day paintings Arches paper. It's the one I like. I sometimes use Fabriano Artistico too, but this year I'm using all Arches because I was able to get these pads on special, and these are the perfect size where I can cut these pads in 8 equal sizes and the insert becomes exactly the right size to fit into these photo frames. I make sure I measure twice before I cut because I really hate when I mess up and it's expensive paper. So measure twice, cut once. That's always a good rule to follow. This means I can get 8 inserts out of 1 sheet of paper, and if you count, I have 12 sheets, so 8 times 12, I can do up to 96 inserts for cards. I don't think I'm going to be doing those many this year, but I'm probably going to do about 50, so it's good to be able to do them all on one type of paper. Or in my case, I'm using both cold press and hot press paper. The reason I'm using hot press paper is simply because there's some designs I think I'm going to be using the dip pen a lot more, and paper that is a lot smoother makes it easier to write on. I tape my paper down on acrylic transparent sheets. I found these in the canvas area of my art store. I'm not quite sure what they're used for, but they come in several sizes and they are perfect for me to just tape down all my paper when I'm doing small and medium paintings. I put these sometimes ready-made with the paper taped on it in my bag. I have a few at work. I have them ready to go here at home. They just work perfectly. They're very light and they just look very nice sitting on my desk or in my drawers. You don't need these, especially if you're not going to be using a lot of water in your Christmas card designs, but I like having it all set up ready to go for me to just do my drawings and do my paintings. Now you will notice I did several really crappy little designs of Yetis. I looked online, what does a Yeti look like? I did several longer, taller, chubbier, angrier. I settled on one that I liked. Then I did a clean version that I cut out. And really what I wanted was the figure, because I wanted to cut it out to be able to use it as a template. When it comes to Christmas cards, if you're going to be doing 10, 15 of similar in design, you don't want to be stopping every time, and you want to find shortcuts where you're able to work and do the part that you like, which is designing them and then actually putting on the color and the gold. I maximize my time doing color and gold by using a template. So I cut it out, and then I'll be able to use it in my Yeti designs. And I've come up with 2 different ones, one in blue and one basically a white Yeti with blue and gold touches. When it comes to the paint, I use Kremer Pigments. Use whatever paint you have. In my case, I use Cobalt, Turquoise, and Lapis Lazuli. Now, do not go and get Lapis Lazuli just because of this. I'm using Lapis Lazuli because I have it. It's a paint I actually do enjoy. However, it's not even granulating, it's sediments. Basically, the particles are very heavy and they drop into the water where you deposit it, moves very little. And not only that, but dries in an almost powder substance that is slightly scratchy to the touch. It's a very particular paint. A lot of people wouldn't like it. I personally love it, and I think the tone and the shade is very, I don't know, it really does remind me of winter. So it works for me. Don't get it. I would say if you want to use something that's, granulating, maybe use an ultramarine. And you may want to, if you want it to be a clearer, wintry blue, find another color that maybe cuts down on the vibrancy of the blue, probably a complement of some sort. Or simply use it in a clear blue, and it's going to be a very lovely Yeti. Like I said, I just had Lapis Lazuli at hand, and it's a color I like using for, special effects. When it comes to the gold color, there's 2 brands I would recommend. There's Fine Tech Gold and, of course, Kremer. Kremer, to me, is simply better because I feel they re-wet a lot faster. Fine Tech, I feel I need to let the water puddle and settle for a longer time to be able to use it. What you want to look at is trying out the consistency. So you'll need to do swatches and make sure what consistency you need. In my case, I like it not too liquidy, just enough for it to glide on the dip pen. So while this dries completely, a little tea. And I always make a mess. Again, depending on what color you have, you'll probably need to try out several mixes of, ratios of water versus pigment to be able to tell what works for you. Also, like I said, I'm using a dip pen, which is different from using a very slim or fine brush. In that case, you would need to then try it with a brush and see what works for you. Now, in case you're curious, the music you are listening to is the Nutcracker Ballet by Tchaikovsky, which is, a very timeless classic. You're listening to almost the full first act. So if you like it, that's what you're listening to. Ultimately, I really hope you enjoy this. Like I said, I do 2 designs. The first one, I do it wet on wet, and the other one, simply I do the outline with the paint and the gold. If you have any questions, just put them in the comment section. Like I said, this is not a tutorial. I'm not good with tutorials. They take too long to edit, and already this is taking too long for me. If you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe. If you don't like the video, please tell me why. Maybe I can do better. Whether you liked it or not, I wish you the best, a wonderful holiday season. If you get any inspiration from any of these ideas and you do any of these cards, please share them online and tag me. Follow me on Instagram, Glenda V. Garcia, and I would love to see your designs. Merry Christmas card painting, everyone. Ciao.